Hi, Democrats. We had a little snafu there. It is Friday, May 13th. It's 4:15. It's time for the Chair's Daily Live. Happy Friday. Alrighty, so we are right at 6 months till general election. 6 months until general election. We are just shy of 7 weeks until primary. We really need to be focused on doing the things to get Democrats elected. That's what I'm going to talk about today. As you know, and as you can tell, I'm not at home. I'm not at the Capitol. I am still in Seattle, networking with chairs, vice chairs, EDs from all over the country and in our territories about how we can get Democrats elected and how we can stay focused on the things that we need to do and what's going on in their states as compared to Oklahoma. And I'm learning tons of stuff that I can't wait to bring back to you. But listening to these other states and listening to what's going on in their states and the things that they're trying and sharing what's going on in my state, my great state, my home state of Oklahoma, I have to tell you guys, I am more energized than I've been in a while. And you know me, I am all about I'm all about staying focused on what's going on in Oklahoma and keeping us focused on getting stuff elected. So we have to fight for our state, right? Um, I'm glad that everybody is focused on the leaked decision and taking action on the leaked decision. I'm glad that is happening, but the leaked decision is a precursor to so many other things, so many other rights that we could lose if we don't stay focused and change who is representing us. Um, I'm sitting here and I'm in the room with blue states and battleground states and other red states, but I'm in the room with folks who are saying, call your senator and tell them that they have to codify Roe. Call your senator and tell them that they have to move. And I sit there and I know who represents Oklahoma in DC, and I know that they are not about protecting the rights of women. There are enough reports out there that show that Oklahoma is kind of a scary place to be if you're if you're a woman. And then with the leaked decision, it might just get scarier. We've got to change who represents us, folks. And it's not just about women's rights. We have to be focused on folks who are considering legislation, passing legislation, voting on legislation that improves the lives of Oklahomans. Not that for what's the word? Not that keeps this culture war nonsense going, not that feeds their base, but on things that are actually helping the lives of Oklahomans. And, we've got to get rid of all of the corruption that is facing our state, and it's so much. And again, I have to do a shout out to our local press, our local independent press, for staying on the story and sharing with us what is going on. Because I don't know if we would know before the election season all the things that we know about SWAT leads. It was a bad deal in the first place, but I don't think we would have known how bad it was if not for our local independent press. I don't think that we would know what's going on with Class Wallet if not for our independent press. So I want to kind of break it down and specifically talk about some of the folks who were directly involved in the crazy cronyism and mismanagement and misspending of Oklahoma taxpayer dollars. So when we talk about, public dollars, we're talking about taxpayer dollars. So with SWAT leads, I don't know if you paid attention to the hearing this week. I watched a little bit of it, even though I'm, across the nation. But it was better than a sweetheart deal. And then on top of that, they decided to overspend, and they thought they could do it because they were a friend of the governor. Class Wallet, they specifically asked us if we would put in any safeguards, and we chose not to. Now let's talk about who the we is, right? Let's talk about who the we is. So Governor Stitt, when he became governor, our legislature gave him probably the most power a governor has had in my lifetime. You gave him a lot of power of who to appoint, hire, and fire. And so a lot of the corruption that we're seeing, a lot of the mismanagement we're seeing is a direct result of our governor having the power to appoint, hire, and fire. And he keeps changing the qualifications. Do they have to be from the industry that he's putting them on the boards of? No, not really. They just really have to be a friend of the governor, is what it seems. And so, and that's how we got here. We have all of these deals, and I won't rehash them all because you guys are probably sick of hearing about it. But we have all of these deals where millions of taxpayer dollars were either misspent or wasted. And to me, wasted is another way of saying misspent. But the corruption is out of this world. Then we have our lieutenant governor, who we don't ever hear about, who has got to have the cushiest job there is because he just flies under the radar. But I want to make sure that you guys are aware that the Department of Tourism falls directly under the lieutenant governor. And I'm saying this because our lieutenant governor has been basically missing. He's not been out there. And I don't know if you know what he does, but the Department of Tourism falls under the lieutenant governor's office. He's now saying, no, but the governor took the power. He wasn't saying anything until we started talking about swaddlies. And what he's trying to do is keep his hands clean from swaddlies. But the Department of Tourism falls directly under our lieutenant governor. And so either he knew about it, had a hand in it, or he was derelict in his responsibilities. There's kind of no way to get around. His hands are dirty with regards to the swaddlies deal. Okay. Then where is our attorney general when we're looking at how our money was misspent, how our contracts were not honored? Our attorney general is supposed to be the attorney for the state of Oklahoma, not the governor's attorney, but the attorney for the state of Oklahoma. And in all of these instances, he keeps coming up with reason after reason, or as I hear it, excuse after excuse of why he won't get involved. So he's not defending our interests. He's there if the governor says, hey, can you pick another fight with the tribe? He's right there. But when someone is spending our money, crickets. Or he puts out a statement saying he's not going to get involved. He's going to wait and see. What I think he's waiting for is he's waiting to see if he's reelected or not. We have to make sure that he doesn't get reelected. And then there's Ryan Walters. Not quite sure what his job is, what his role is, but I do know that he was involved. He was supposed to be our safeguard with regards to Class Wallet. There were emails where they specifically asked him, do you want to limit what people are spending money on? And he said no. And so as a taxpayer, we've paid for Christmas trees and barbecue grills when it was his job to make sure that didn't happen. And he chose not to. And then he chose to go and make a video about how people are being mean to him. Holding you accountable to your job, sir, is not being mean to you. All of these folks are scrambling around and making it about them being picked on when they need to remember that we remember they're on the ballot. And speaking of being on the ballot, I do have to remind people that as of the end of last quarter, Secretary Walters, who is a candidate for superintendent of public instruction, hasn't filed his ethics reports. And for those of you who are not the geek that I am, all into this stuff, ethics reports is who is giving him money, reporting who's giving him money and what he's spending money on. He's not filed his report. And for those of you who don't know how all of this works, once you either receive $1,000 or spend $1,000 total. So you can receive $750 and spend $250, that equals $1,000. You have to start reporting to our state ethics commission. And Mr. Walters has not. So that's a problem. And it speaks to the problem with all of this. It is a lack of transparency. So I am begging you, Oklahomans, I am begging you, go out and look at okdemocrats.org, look at our candidates, and pick a candidate to support. This is what's at stake. We can pick and elect candidates and hold them to transparency and accountability standards, or we can stick with the folks who we have, who we know. They told it, they are showing us who they are. They are showing us that transparency, it's not their strong suit, not even really a concern of theirs. They're showing us being good stewards of our taxpayer dollars is not a concern of theirs. So I want to put some names in your ear for people I want you to consider. We have Senator Connie Johnson running for governor. We have Superintendent Joy Hoffmeister running for governor. They've both been out there telling us what they're about, telling us what they stand for. They both have a record of showing us that who they are is what they are and that they are transparent. So support either one of these candidates. Both of them have shown that they are more transparent and more clear about what they stand for than who we currently have in office. Melinda Elizalde Fard, immigration attorney out of Oklahoma City, who's running for lieutenant governor. Again, she's an attorney. She answers to the Bar Association. Again, a candidate who stands for Oklahoma values, who stands for what is right, what is morally right. Morally right is being a good steward of our taxpayer dollars and being transparent. She stands for that. Melinda Elizalde Fard is running for lieutenant governor. Gina Nelson is running for superintendent of public instruction. She is a 2020 Teacher of the Year out of Deer Creek. She has a clear record. She's been out there campaigning for education for the last couple of years. Please, if you get an opportunity to hear her speak, do so. In the meantime, go out to our website. Go out to her website, go out to her social media pages, show up where she's going to be, because she's at a lot of events, so you can get to know her. These are the people that we need to support to replace the folks who have shown us that they don't care about doing what is right for improving the lives of Oklahomans. They don't care. Because if they did, they'd do such a better job of letting us know what's going on. We wouldn't have to hear about how taxpayer dollars are spent from the press, because that's where we're hearing about it. And now they're all, I didn't know, and he took it from me. No, that's your job, sir. That's your job. You don't want it. We have Joy Hoffmeister, Connie Johnson, Melinda Elizalde Fard, Gina Nelson, all qualified women who will do the jobs and we can hold to a level of transparency that we're not getting. Guys, thanks for joining me. I will be back here this Monday at 4:15. Have a great weekend. Get out there and help a candidate. It's going to be warm. Pack some water, some sunscreen, but go knock doors. Have a great one. I'll see you Monday at 4:15.